On to a different crisis now. Rand Water's 58-hour water shutdown that's affecting more than 220 suburbs in Joburg is in full swing. Residents have been buying bottled water in bulk, mainly because the uncertainty of the impact. Now, the Joburg Water says it will deploy water tankers to hospitals, clinics, municipalities, offices, schools and police stations this week. Let's get an update now from our senior reporter, Silindelo Masikane, who is out on the streets of Johannesburg, testing the waters. Excuse my badly chosen phrase, Sili. What do we know about the progress of this massive maintenance project as we stand almost 24 hours into the shutdown that started at 7 o'clock last night?
Well, it's official that the water maintenance project is officially in full swing. We know that a number of water treatment plants are having their valves replaced. We also know that a particular pump station such as Letabo as well as eNCA are also part of this maintenance program. Now, of course, we do know that officially it commenced on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And from what we understand is that Johannesburg Water in particular is monitoring the situation quite closely because, as you would know, that majority of the areas affected are in Gauteng, and in particular where I am right now in the south of Johannesburg at the eNCA pump station. This is the pump station that actually supplies water to majority of the areas here that are affected by this maintenance program. And from the statement that we've seen from Johannesburg Water, this particular pump station, Marcel, the reservoir and the towers, from what we understand, are completely empty. So that is why you would see a scramble in many of these affected areas by residents to try and store water in bulk. But the progress of the maintenance program, it does seem as though that the Daleside booster pump station, which supplies water to areas such as Innerdale, Orange Farm and Lawley, the work there has been completed according to the scheduled 8 hours, and that the full recovery of water is expected to take about 5 days. But let's just take a listen to the spokesperson from Johannesburg Water on the progress.
Johannesburg Water technical teams are monitoring the entity's impacted systems since the start of the Rand Water shutdown at 7 p.m. last night. In terms of the progress made thus far, the Daleside booster pump station, which services the Innerdale, Orange Farm and Lowley areas, the work has been completed according to the scheduled 8 hours. Supply to all these areas is normalizing. The Zwartkopies booster pump station, which services the south of Johannesburg and the CBD, reservoirs in this pump station still have some capacity but are taking a downward direction. Once work is completed, it is estimated that recovery will take up to 5 days. The eNCA booster pump station, which services the greater Randburg and Roodepoort areas, this is the system that is mostly affected. All the towers and some reservoirs are empty. The recovery of this system will take up to 10 days once work has been completed. In Soweto and Lenasia, the work is currently in progress. The Soweto reservoir and towers still have some capacity. The Lenasia and South reservoirs are very low to empty. Recovery of the system will take up to 10 days. Johannesburg Water is providing stationary tankers in critical areas like hospitals, clinics, old age homes, municipal offices, and police stations. There are also roaming water tankers across all the areas that are affected. Updates will be provided to customers.
Now, Sili, after what transpired on Monday, the conversation starter in Joburg was, so how's about that snow brew? I think today the conversation starters will be, do you still have water in your taps? Do we know whether taps have actually run dry as yet?
We do. You would have seen this morning our colleague Mangoba Mchunu, who was in and around Johannesburg in these affected areas, speaking to businesses, residents, many of them confirming that their taps have run dry, that they are looking at water tankers to try and be able to replenish their water supplies. Those who are fortunate enough to be able to buy bottled water, they've been cleaning out shelves. And for those who are certainly who can also afford it, some people, from what I understand, have actually left their homes and checked into hotels so that they can be able to take hot showers when they need to, because we are at stage 6 load shedding, and it's bad enough that we don't have power, but homes also now, many of them in Johannesburg, don't have water either. So it is the school holidays. Many of them have their children at home, and so I think it is making it quite difficult. And for some people, they're really just trying to make alternative arrangements. Perhaps if you have family or friends in low-lying areas, they may be able to accommodate you to be able to get a hot shower of some sort. So let's just take a listen to what some of Joburg residents who have been affected, have had to say.
We prepared ourselves for this load shedding water shortage, but at the moment we're still having a bit of water. We don't have challenges at the moment. Going forward, we don't know, are we going to be faced with challenges? In general, let me put it this way. Flow of lifestyle, we still having challenges of water. Beside this water shedding today, we still having problems with 2 floors in each and every block, because of we've got 828 blocks. 3rd floor and 4th floor of all the buildings, they've got a water pressure problem beside water shedding of today. So long term, we need to be assisted with this problem of water shedding.
I did receive a message, but they didn't actually tell us right, because everything what they're doing here is against our things, because as Uncle Day had said, we are sitting with a challenge with 3 floors. There's 3 floors, it's not 2 floors actually. It's 2nd floor, 3rd floor and 4th floor. We don't have water. And now the water is coming out slowly. And with all those people here, with 1 Jojo, it's not enough. This is a small Jojo they bring for us here. And we have plenty of people here who need water. And you can't go to toilet or to bath with little bit water like this. We need a lot of water. So they have to fix those things very fast.
So true there, Joburgers are really dealing with a lot, along with stage 6 load shedding arriving today as well. Now, just for control, remind us again, when is this maintenance program set to be completed? And then what happens then in terms of the returning of water into our taps?
Well, myself, from what we understand in terms of the completion of this maintenance program, it is scheduled to end on Friday, in the early hours of Friday morning. That is what Rand Water has stated, and you would have remembered that 21 days ago is when municipalities were informed by Rand Water about this 58-hour project. So as you've heard from the Johannesburg Water spokesperson, that while work will be completed or is expected to be completed on Friday, if there are no delays, pump stations like Ekenhof will take up to 10 days to fully recover in terms of being able to provide water to the areas that it supplies to. So we're watching this maintenance program quite closely just to see whether everything does go according to plan and that water is restored as soon as possible.
Well, we continue to keep all our fingers and toes crossed that that is indeed the case. That's eNCA reporter Silindelo Masikane on the water beat for us today.